What's going on, guys? We are coming at you today with a super simple recipe. We're making keto peanut butter fudge. Takes a couple minutes to throw together, put it in the fridge for about an hour, and then you're set for the week or the month or however big of a batch you want to make. Just a couple of ingredients. We got butter, we got peanut butter, butter's cool cousin, and we got a little bit of erythritol, some stevia, and some vanilla. Depending on the sweetness level you want this recipe to be. So like for me personally, if I was making this and I wanted it as an after dinner snack that I was gonna have like, you know, every day of the week, I would probably cut down on the erythritol, me personally, and I would go with more stevia. If you use the erythritol in higher amounts, that makes it tastier and more like a traditional like high carb dessert would taste. To begin, we're going to be using a half a cup of butter. That is 8 tablespoons. And you want these kind of close to room temperature if possible. And we're also gonna be using a cup of 100% peanut butter. I like to get this brand, it's called Crazy Richards. There's a lot of brands kind of like this now though. Basically, you just wanna check and make sure the only ingredients it uses is peanuts and maybe salt. No like added sugar or different stuff like that. So we're gonna be using a full cup of peanut butter. For stuff like peanut butter and butter, instead of measuring it in a measuring cup, I like to just do it on a food scale. You just gotta know how many grams you need, which is the metric system, which we don't use here. So it's 240 to 250 grams, somewhere in there. Okay, so that is the peanut butter and the butter mixture. Now I'm just gonna microwave this for about, keep an eye on it, like 30 to 60 seconds until the butter and the peanut butter is kind of melted and softened. Okay, so here we have our butter and peanut butter mixture that's kind of melted. I'm gonna use a hand mixer, that's the easiest. If your peanut butter is pretty soft though, you could use a whisk too. We're gonna add the rest of the ingredients now that this is pretty well mixed together. And another cool thing you could add, you can make it more like a fat bomb, would be some dark chocolate. Once this is kind of warm, you can just add the dark chocolate right in and it'll melt. We do that sometimes too. So I'm gonna add the erythritol. That'll give it the sweetness. And I like my stuff not super sweet. So this is gonna be pretty sweet. There's a lot of erythritol and a little bit of stevia we can add in there too. Maybe like 10 or 15 drops. A splash of vanilla extract, 1 to 2 teaspoons. And that's all there is to it. Now we're just gonna give this a final mix. Okay, now we are going to be using like a bread loaf pan and a little bit of parchment paper. That makes it easy to remove when it's done. I'm just gonna place that in there. An alternative is you could use something like this. It's like a chocolate mold. We use it for fat bombs. You could do individually, that'd be good too, and it's easy to remove from this. For this recipe, I'm gonna pour it all into this loaf pan here that is lined with parchment paper. So the clumps you see in here, there's not many, but it is mainly from the erythritol. If you use a sifter, that would remove those clumps if you're really going for perfection. And that is looking phenomenal. So I like to just tap it on the table. And that looks good to me. Now we can put this in the fridge, but what we usually do, we put it in the freezer so it hardens quicker and we can taste it sooner. So we're gonna put this in the freezer. Probably take like 30 to 60 minutes and then we'll be back for a taste test. And we are back. The peanut butter fudge is out of the freezer and I like to let it set in the freezer but then keep it in the fridge. Then you have more of a fudgy texture and consistency. This is like pretty solid and frozen. So we're gonna remove it from the pan here. Okay, there we go. Solid piece of fudge. And what is the #1 city you think of when you hear the word fudge? Comment down below. There's one right answer. Maybe there's more. There's a lot of cities that are known for their fudge, I think.
A lot of beach islands.
Islands, yeah. The saltwater taffy is a big thing too. So you want to slice the fudge up. I would slice it into small pieces and then store it in the fridge, pre-sliced. So let's get a piece out here. You can see. Let's give this a try. Whoa. Really fudgy. That is some good stuff. Tastes just like fudge. Fudge is super sweet, and this is also super sweet. So the sweetness level, if you make the recipe exactly the way I made this one, is gonna be on point for sure. Really great recipe, strong peanut butter flavor, strong sweetness. You get like the nice buttery, classic fudge flavor too. And the correct answer to the city is Mackinac Island, Michigan. You guys been there? It's not actually called Fudge Island, but Mega keeps calling it Fudge Island, so now I call it that. Very delicious, super easy to make. Give this one a try, guys. KetoConnect.net, that's where all the recipes are. This one is there. Other delicious dessert recipes, main dishes, breakfast. I like a lot of our breakfast recipes. We got pancakes, we got waffles. You know the drill. KetoConnect.net. That's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching.